Finally here, game one of the 2023-24 NBA season. How you guys feeling?
So excited. I've been waiting for real basketball for forever.
Yeah, it's go time.
I'm not good.
You're not good?
You're not good?
Forgot to change my shoes before the show.
We literally reminded you like 5 times.
And I forgot to change my shoes.
Like 5 times.
This isn't going to be good.
You're not getting in the club with those, bro.
I'm worried.
Now at this point in time, I feel like you should just wait to break them out until Saturday.
No,
so then you
I'm
were
not here
saving them
Thursday,
for the home opener.
I'm going to be at the game because Gerald decided to take the night off.
That is not what happened.
So Gerald said,
"Let the record state."
no, you said, "To hell with any of this. I'm out. So
not a direct quote.
Well, you done screwed up. I'm all out of ideas for you. I can't help you on this one.
You know whose shoes are supposed to be fired these first 4 games, though?
Sauls.
Devin.
Oh, Devin.
Armani. Booker.
Oh, okay.
But
why are
we
they
won't
supposed
get into
to be that?
We won't get into it. I'm just saying. So, anyways.
Oh yeah, he gonna be lit for these couple.
Look at KD's colorway tonight too. I've seen those, and you're gonna enjoy those as well.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about this game. We know the Suns are facing off against the Warriors tonight to tip off the season, and unfortunately, we are going to be without one of the big 3. The biggest news of the day is that Bradley Beal is not suiting up tonight for the Suns. Him and Devin were both questionable yesterday. Devin has been upgraded. He was upgraded to probable, and now he is available. He will officially play, but Bradley Beal will officially not play for the Suns. And then Damian Lee is out as well, which just something to bookmark. Damian Lee is going to be out for a while. So just so you guys know. But on the Warriors side of things, Draymond Green is also not playing in this season opener as well. How are you guys feeling about the Bradley Beal situation, though? Because I have seen on my timeline, there's a lot of feelings and emotions around this situation.
I'm not feeling as good as the people watching the Diamondbacks game are feeling.
Yeah, go
over
D-backs.
there. But I am not, honestly, I'm not overly concerned when it comes to Brad Beal. Because I'm not playing to win a press conference. I'm not playing to win a first game on national television. What matters is come playoff time. And you don't want him to force it if he's not 100% at any point. Because it's not a serious problem now, but you know how you make it one? By going out there and playing when you're not quite right. And then potentially hurting something else because you're overcompensating for a tight back or whatever. I'm not concerned right now. And I'm glad that they're taking the precaution with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking about this all day ad nauseum, people losing their minds. And it's really simple for me. You're trying to win an NBA championship, not opening night. Not the narrative, not the national perspective, none of that. You're trying to just win a championship. And I don't know how many times I can say this, but I'm real sensitive about backs because when people talk about it, they act like it's just like snubbing your toe on the door or something. And it's not. It's like what Espo said. If you have a tight back, which is what it is, there's nothing structural about this. This is just a tight back. And we're very likely going to see him on Thursday versus the Lakers. And if you give him a couple more days, it doesn't become a problem anymore. But if you put him out there tonight and he tweaks something else, now you're playing that what-if game. It's just not worth it on opening night. So I'm not concerned at all, honestly.
Right. And for the people that were wondering, you know, Vogel had said it was something that tightened up on him the day of the Lakers game, which is why he didn't play in that game. You know, the last 2 days in practice, he's practiced. They haven't gone like full practices gearing up for the season. So they wanted to see how he responded to yesterday's practice before making a decision today. And apparently it wasn't ready to go for tonight's game. And that's okay. Like, I know it's a bummer. Obviously, we want to see the big 3 out there for a game like this. And, you know, people are going to make the jokes because we all know about the injury history for all 3 of these guys. They're going to make their jokes. It's fine. But like, again, the end goal here is 5 months from now, 7 months from now. It's not right now. So it's better to just err on the side of caution here.
Well, and you heard, like, I'm sure you guys all heard, like, the Woj report today. He was talking about how the team was like, oh, well, was feeling better last night. They're going to wait until this morning and see. And then really is a game time decision. If he was super injured, he would have just been out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, point blank. The Suns wouldn't have even messed around with that type of stuff. They would have just been like, he's out with back problems or whatever it is they
would have been
a
the scary thing, right?
Yeah. So if it was something that was super, super concerning that we should all be up in arms about, I feel like we wouldn't have done this whole game of will he, won't he, maybe, maybe not type of a thing.
Yeah.
And I don't, as of this point, I know it's very, very early in the season. We haven't even started game one yet, but it feels as though Frank Vogel is a little bit more forthcoming with information about the team. Now, the Suns as a whole are still very tight when it comes to like the injury type stuff.
Right.
But Frank himself, I feel like, is a little bit more open about, like, we got starters 30 minutes ago. That didn't happen all last year in every single game.
No,
like,
we were guessing till 5 minutes before the pregame
so
ended.
I think he would have just come out and said, like, Brad's not going to play if it was something that was that serious.
Right. And Jose, I love you, but the quit lying about, he said it was since the day of the Lakers game. That's what he said. So,
he practiced,
which was on Thursday.
too.
It's Tuesday. So last week, 5 days, whatever you want to call it.
And everybody will go, oh, well, look, he's been injured. He's missed all this time. Look at it. It's not like he has a chronic back problem. This isn't Steve Nash that had a chronic back problem. This is a guy that has back tightness. You know?
I mean, we talked yesterday, and yesterday I got a report right around midnight, or maybe a little bit sooner, about Book, and that Book was good, and about Beal, and that Beal was getting better. Like, he is feeling better. This morning was going to be the key because he was limited yesterday, so they want to see how he felt. And this was truly, let's be honest, I mean, it wasn't completely game time, but this got closer to him playing than not playing. And again, to Lindsay's point, if you're dealing with a serious back injury, I mean, there's no game time decision. There's a big indefinite out, and then you start to worry.
Right.
None of that, guys. So it is what it is.
Aussie Suns fan in the chat said it best. If he's still suffering 15 games in, then it'll become a major concern. Everyone is just overhyped because they just want to see the big three together ASAP. And I feel like a lot of the anticipation probably did add to the disappointment that we all felt when we finally got that news that Bradley Beal wasn't playing.
Right.
Because we are super excited to see the big three in action against a real NBA team, not preseason where everyone kind of just is going through the motions a little bit here and there. It's not as full
Can I
blown.
say something about that? That's the old mentality. Like, and I'm being serious. That whole I want to see this, I want to see that, or game one, that's the old mentality. Golden State got 4 championships. They ruled out Draymond yesterday. No problem. Because they know championships ain't won tonight. Like, so that's the old way of thinking of things. I like what the Suns did here, and I also feel like this is going to be a fun opportunity to see the depth.
Right, and we are going to get a little bit of that. So the starters tonight, we've got Devin Booker, Grayson Allen will start in place of Bradley Beal, Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. So I think there's no surprise here outside of Grayson Allen replacing Bradley Beal. Josh Okogie got the nod for the 5th starter spot, which we were all in agreement on by the end of last week on that one. So this will be exciting. We'll see how Grayson Allen performs in that starting unit.
Yeah, and Frank Vogel brought up in pregame that he wanted to start Grayson because he's more of a two-way guy, which I never actually thought of Grayson in that way, but obviously Frank does, and that's why he went instead of Eric Gordon, which I thought was interesting. He obviously has a lot of belief in Grayson Allen's defensive ability, which you're going to need against this Golden State team.
And Grayson is very much a two-way player. Wrote about him yesterday on Go PHNX Suns if you're interested in finding out what he brings to the table as a starter. But he, the last 2 years in Milwaukee, has taken a lot of primary defensive matchups, and he's fared pretty well on the ball as well. Obviously, we know he brings the shooting to the table, but his ability to space the floor and attack bad closeouts, because he's going to see a lot of those with all the attention on Book and KD. That's something that they really value, his secondary playmaking, his ability to finish in the lane. He's a pretty good finisher. So it'll be exciting. I think this is a good opportunity for the Suns to immediately start showing people all that stuff you've been saying about us and our depth all summer is pretty off base here.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best time to start showing people that they're wrong on that.
And that's another reason why I'm not concerned. If this were last year and you really didn't have depth, I might be a little bit more concerned, but you don't have that problem this year. And you now have 3 stars, so you still got 2 left.
Right.
So.
And the most important thing of all is that I won my bet against Flex. So we're starting off the season real strong when it comes to me and making bets on this program. So last week, Flex made a bet with me that if Bradley Beal does not play in tonight's game, that he owes me dinner. And if he did play, I owed him churros. And it's a dinner of my choosing. And a lot of people in the chat have brought it up already. And I think
White
what
Castle?
I would like.
White Castle?
No, you said
Taco Bell Cantina?
you said
I
that
said-
there was a Chinese spot close to your neighborhood that came very highly recommended.
Yes.
I love me some Chinese food,
Okay.
so I would love for you to bring me in that restaurant.
Hey, Asian
Deal?
Station, that's a deal.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
Hold on,
I'm
you-
actually super excited about this.
You're gonna love
I
that.
love
You're gonna
Chinese
love
food, and that
Chinese
came really
food.
highly recommended. So
Yes.
I'm so down.
You
That's
do realize
fantastic.
that Flex and I live like an hour away from here. Like you're gonna.
No, I
No,
said
no.
bring it in.
I'll bring
no,
it
no,
in.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just
bring it
saying.
That's fine.
Hopefully it
It'll be
travels
okay.
well.
and
It'll
because
be okay.
because I want to make sure that you get what you deserve because I made the bet. I want you to send me a handful of the things that you like.
Okay.
Not just one thing. But
Okay.
I want you to try because it's a good variety.
Like a smorgasbord of all of the things.
Yeah, I've got some.
Fun
I've
word,
got
right,
like
Gerald?
5
I
different
knew you'd appreciate
entrees.
that one.
You know.
From tchotchke to this.
Okay. You know what I'm realizing? We are vastly overpaying Flex if he's like, get whatever you want on the menu.
I was going to
Anything
use the
you want.
$100,000. I was going to use the $100,000 per diem that y'all give
Oh,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right, right.
exactly.
Well, you know, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say
yes.
that $1 million signing bonus as well.
Yeah, I was
But,
going
you
to
know,
use.
one of
I
them
was
works.
that big
my
expense account. I
goodness
got.
gracious. So that's the only positive here is that I took a W tonight, no matter what. All right, let's dive into tonight's game. So there's a couple big storylines here with this one. The biggest one, of course, is Kevin Durant returning to play in front of Warriors fans for the first time since 2019, which seems absolutely insane. But here's what he had to say about tonight.
Most definitely. I mean, I can't tell you right now how to be, obviously, but when you look up and you see all of the people that I played in front of for that long, and you realize the memories I had, you had in those colors, stuff might start rushing back in that moment. Who knows? But we'll see what happens. It's always reflecting on my time there. I always try to pull from each time that I had and each stop that I played in and try to implement it in some form or fashion into the new situation. So it's been a great experience playing for the Warriors. It was a great experience playing for the Warriors.
Yeah, so this was a couple of days ago in practice, and I was asking him about, like, does he allow himself that moment of self-reflection? He was saying, yeah, definitely I do. He's got nothing but love for the Bay, and I hope that they return it to him because he has played one road game in Golden State, but it was during the season when fans still weren't in the building. So they played him a video tribute, but tonight will be the first time I think they're going to replay it, and fans are going to finally get to welcome him back and kind of just briefly for a moment reminisce on those years because that was one of the most unfair teams in NBA history. We were talking to some of his teammates like Eric Gordon, who played those Warriors teams multiple times with the Rockets. And they were all joking about how, like, that team was unfair. Let's forget about that team and leave them in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm happy KD gets his moment finally to kind of look back on those times.
And there is a lot of conversation online and everywhere just about this game and him actually being back in that building and playing, of whether or not the fans were going to give him a standing ovation or if they were going to boo him. And like, low key, if you boo KD,
You're the dumbest fans on the planet.
yeah.
you're terrible.
You got
like,
2
straight
rings,
up,
man.
you are terrible.
He didn't force his way out of there or anything. It
No.
was free agency. He was hurt. Like
And he helped
Whatever.
win you a ring. Like, what are we doing with our lives?
Two
I
of them.
do love the
Yeah.
fact. I just love picturing that they ran a tribute video to him
With
in
no
an
one
empty arena.
Yeah.
Like it's just such
Yeah,
a
that's
weird.
crazy.
It's one of those things you do because he's there, but it's just kind of
You got
weird
to rerun
optics.
it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you got to
they'll
do it again
rerun it.
tonight, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
you-
they are,
like-
and they are. But Yeah, it's if you want to read more about what he had to say about that and just the upcoming season, I did write about that today for GoPHNX.com. And it was pretty interesting, his perspective on this upcoming season. Like year 16, age 35, he's still not taking his foot off the gas in any way.
Don't let him hear you say that.
What?
Year 16.
Oh, he knows. He knows. Someone
he's
in the
17.
media- well, yeah, that's true.
Right?
He did say it's
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, he's
'cause
like,
he
yo,
missed
it's 17.
It's 17.
Yeah.
Hey,
but
that year of rehab counts. You have to work hard to rehab.
you do.
Did he get paid?
Yeah,
He
Then
did
it
get paid.
counts.
He did get
Then it
paid.
counts.
It's year 17, season 16.
There
There
we
you
go.
go. That's
No, you're
fair.
right. But I
That's
mean, he
fair.
pointed
Oh,
that
yeah,
out
he did.
immediately. I'm
He
like,
did.
damn, okay, take that serious.
He did.
And then on the flip side of things, this is the first time the Suns and Chris Paul will face off against each other since he was traded this offseason. And he's starting tonight, you guys. So the Warriors, their starters, are going to be Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, Stephen Curry, and Chris Paul.
Can't
Are you excited
wait.
to see this?
Chris who?
Hell yeah.
Chris Paul.
Oh, Paul.
Exactly.
Future Ring of Honor member, Chris Paul. But we're not going to go down that
In the
road.
New Orleans, the New Orleans Hornets, Pelicans arena. Yes.
But no, I am excited. It's going to be interesting to see how he fits with this group. Obviously, a very different player from the way that they like to play. They were like near the top of the league in turnovers and the top of the league in pace last year. Chris Paul is near the bottom of the league in both of those categories. So it's going to be kind of fun.
I got an over-under for you.
Okay.
What's that?
For y'all. What's the over-under on how many times Chris Paul turns his back to bring the ball up when Jordan Goodwin's on him?
Oh, every time.
That's what I'm
between
talking.
Kogi and Kogi will probably spend most of his time on Steph, but like
Yeah.
anytime
I think
those
Grayson's
guys-
going to force him to do
See,
that.
Oh, yeah.
that's my question is like, who does Chris Paul take out where does the pettiness get thrown?
Oh,
When
rip
they
through.
cross match, the rip
but
through.
to who? Who do we think
Book.
is
No, I
going to
think
be
it's
on the
Book.
receipt?
No,
You
I
think
think
it's
a
Book?
cross match.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Book got him on an island, and I think there's gonna be smiles on both their face.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think
man.
Book's going to clamp.
Book's gonna be like, doo. Okay, old guy.
Because we love Chris Paul for being petty. Like he's gonna do something along.
If
those.
Book
we're gonna
scores
get a
on
Chris
him-
Paul moment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's not gonna. If Book scores on him, he gonna be pissed,
Oh yeah.
and it's gonna get petty.
He's going to be pissed a lot tonight.
And
I
Chris
think.
never backs down, but I
Nope.
think at some point during this game he's going to realize, okay, Nurk, that's the guy I need to go at because the rest of these dudes aren't letting me go anywhere.
I think
Yeah.
he's going to be the pigeon tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
I think they're going to want to get those matchups against him in those situations. And I mean, that's no disrespect, but I just think that they know how to target guys, and I think he's going to be the one they go at for multiple reasons tonight, but mainly the fact that we all know he's a step slower on defense than he once was.
And we did see that quite a bit last year.
It'll be fun. But at practice earlier this week, Eric Gordon did talk about Chris Paul and how he thinks he fits in with the Warriors squad.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to bring probably a different type of game. You know, he's an organizer, and of course, going to say they play fast, so it's definitely interesting to see how he plays with them. But, you know, a great player is a great player. He's going to always figure out a way to figure out what he's going to do with this team. And, but, you know, the Warriors are a good team. They have that staple. They are who they are, and we know we're playing a really good team.
Yeah, so like he said, Chris Paul is the great organizer. It's going to be weird because the Warriors play fast. They play loose. It feels like a style clash between the two, honestly. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how it works. But, you know, Gordon knows the Warriors well from their playoff matchups. He knows Chris Paul well from playing with him all those years in Houston. And he's right. Like, great players figure it out. I don't know at this stage of his career whether Chris is capable of that, but I'm very intrigued to find out.
You know what I'm excited about?
What's that?
The fact that I can dislike Chris Paul again,
Oh, come
like the rest
on.
of the NBA.
Come on.
Now his moves that drive everybody nuts
That's not a foul.
aren't my team's moves anymore, so I can go back to being a normal NBA fan.
That BS rip through is not a foul. I got
will
another
say,
prediction.
It's going to hurt, though, when it happens to us
It
because we
is.
gotten used to it
Imagine
on
if he
the
gets
other
booked.
side.
Imagine if he gets booked.
he ain't gonna
again.
get booked.
Books.
I got another prediction real quick.
What's that?
And people in the chat, if y'all want to try to make some money tonight, I'm gonna put this in.
Okay.
The Warriors are gonna run their first play for Chris Paul to get the first bucket.
Okay.
That's what I think. Then they're going to run a quick, direct play for Chris to come off something, get a shot up, and get a bucket. So, first bucket, Chris Paul. I like it.
I know we got to get moving through this, but one thing I don't think we've touched on a lot is the Draymond Green factor. He's not out there. The Warriors, since KD left, playing without Draymond Green, are 30-45.
Okay.
They are a vastly sub 500 team without Draymond out there because he does so much.
Yeah.
Who fills in those holes? Assists, maybe it's Chris Paul, but what about the other things, in particular defense? How do they match up with this team without a guy that is their Swiss Army knife defensively? That's going to be an interesting thing for me tonight.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on along. Jerseys. What are these two teams wearing tonight, Espo?
Ooh, I don't have to hate our jerseys anymore because they're nice looking now. That icon edition, that beautiful purple with the burst. The burst is back, baby, against whatever the hell those white things are that the Golden State Warriors are going to wear. They got that stupid bridge on it.
A little purple and white.
They're pretty objective.
Listen, I'm not. Let's not go down this rabbit hole because we don't have time. But I think tomorrow we should look, or at some point in time in the near future, we should look at all the leaks of the City Edition jerseys because there's some really good ones out there. That's all I'm going to say.
And there's some terrible
Let me put our elevation on our jersey anyways.
All right, who you guys got tonight and by how much?
I got the Suns by 4.
Okay.
Suns by 5.
Suns by 1, buzzer beater.
Oh, nice. I have Suns by 3, and then Saul is in the same boat as Gerald. He thinks it's going to be Suns by 4 as well. We all have the Suns winning tonight. Despite Bradley Beal not playing, I still think that they're going to get the W. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Agreed.
All right, let's take a look at some bets for this evening.
Oh, it's on.
This is, if you guys are new here, welcome. We're happy to have you. If you forgot about our pregame betting competition that happened last year, we are keeping it going. So every single game day this season, we are all, except for Gerald because he's a reporter, so he's not playing with us. We're all going to be placing a $10 bet on the BetMGM Sportsbook app, and we're going to keep track of wins and losses throughout the whole season. And there will be one winner at the end of the season, and they will get bragging rights. Unfortunately, last year that winner was Saul,
and that's why he's not here tonight.
barely skirted by in the last game of the season, unfortunately. But what you guys want to start? Espo, you want to start us off?
I'll start. I finished last year because I take big swings like this. And tonight I'm taking Devin Booker, first bucket, plus 525. Get ready. I'm going out to a big lead.
All right. Well, then I'm going to go second because you and I will know very quickly in this game. Who's out?
Hold on. Yusuf had better odds at being the first bucket than Devin Booker.
Nurk first field goal tonight. So fingers crossed, you guys.
Because I think the Warriors are going to be so focused on not letting Book or KD get that first shot that Nurk might roll free.
Book
is pulling up quick from deep and hitting.
I do think Book's
but that's gotta win the tip.
Liz, I know, seriously.
Yeah, you gotta win the tip. Yeah.
So that was Espo, this will be a fun one. Flex, what you got?
I got Suns money line and the under 234.5. I'm going under. Okay. Defense usually pops early in the year. Offense comes later. And I think it's going to definitely go under that 235.
You do know the two offenses playing.
I do.
This game, right?
No, I do. I think they're both going to try to flex a little defense.
Okay. I will be impressed if it's the under.
And then Saul, he has a parlay for tonight's game. It's a plus 425. Player points, KD over 26.5. Total points over 232.5 for the game and resulting in a Suns win. So that is Saul's bet for the evening.
So you got the under.
I got the under. He got the
Saul
over.
Has the over.
Yep.
Okay.
So two of us for sure are going to either take W's or L's tonight.
Yes.
That's a thing. That's going to happen. I'm excited for this one. What do our friends over at the BetMGM Sportsbook app think about tonight's game?
2.5 point underdogs for the Suns. You can get a plus money line on the Suns. Mark it down. I don't think we're going to see this a lot this season. Plus 120 for the Suns. I already took that myself.
Interesting.
I thought about adding that in, but then I was just like, I just want to get it out of the way early. I want to rip the Band-Aid off. I want to know if I won or lost in the first. like 30 seconds of the game.
This is not how you built your lead last year, Lindsay. So
it's still going to be a slow and steady. It's just give me a week or so to get into
Nerk first basket, right?
Yeah.
She's taking some big swings.
I know, right? Well, last year I played the long game.
You did.
And then Saul came in last minute with the biggest swing of them all.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely outrageous. Wasn't it like a 9-leg parlay?
Oh, yeah,
or
He
something?
hit a 9-leg
It was so
It
dumb.
was
My
the
last night
most
of the bets.
ridiculous thing I've ever
Don't tell him,
experienced.
though,
I
'cause-
was so
It was
pissed.
Oh,
so
wow.
dumb.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
So angry. We do have a super chat.
Mhm.
Our super chat is from Wade. Wade, welcome. Thank you for your super chat. Said, who is the dude in the shades? Jared Dudley? Laughing face emoji. That is Flex. Flex from Jersey on Twitter.
Man.
I am seeing a lot of new faces in the chat.
Jared Dudley.
Hold on. That's the second Jared Dudley reference tonight because I showed you a picture of me in a headband from back in my son's day, and you go, you kind of look like Jared Dudley, a much paler version, but Jared Dudley nonetheless.
So are you Wade? Is that what you're saying, Espo? You're Wade? You sent the super chat to bring Jared Dudley back
Was
up?
that you?
Yeah, that was me. I was
you
just
go.
like, you know what, fake account, $1.99, just so I could throw some shade at the man in the
There you
shades.
go.
Yeah.
But there are some faces in here that we haven't seen a lot this off season. Now the Suns basketball is back. Welcome. We're happy to have you here. We are live pregame 30 minutes before every game, and then also postgame after every game as well, and throughout the week at 3 p.m. So subscribe, follow us on Twitter at PHNX_Suns to follow along and join the party. It's going to be a blast. It's
We
gonna be a good
miss you,
season.
Shane. Come back. You can produce us.
She's not even
Two
gone yet.
things to round us out before we go watch this game. Breaking news, everybody. Well, not really, but we did drop a brand new shirt to tip off the season. It is the One Nation Under Book Phoenix t-shirt. And this is going hot right now. We're getting a lot of good feedback on this one in the Discord, on Twitter, on socials. If you want to get your hands on it, go to gophnx.com. On a little merch tab, and it'll send you right there. And if you are a diehard, you get a discount on it as well. Another perk of being a diehard.
20% off that bad boy.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts, you guys, before we go watch this game?
Let's go!
What he said.
Expect big games from the Big Two tonight.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, tonight's game is not on Arizona's Family Sports because it is a nationally broadcast game. But on Saturday, the home opener, that will be on Arizona Family Sports. And of course, if you want to find more information, you can always check out their website, and you can always watch for free with an antenna. And that is at azfamily.com to get all the information on when and where you can watch Suns games. It's just nationally broadcast games are exclusive to that national television, of course. So them's the rules. We just got to follow them. So don't forget to join us back here after the game wraps up. I had a little thing there.
You excited?
Apparently.
Let's go.
Something like that.
It's preseason for. We can't use that one anymore.
Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.